Mary, tell us, what is energy psychology?
Well, first of all, you have to understand that everything's energy. So really, everything's energy. Every kind of psychology is energy psychology, but energy psychology, we look at the energy systems of the body, or we use the energy systems of the body for psychological problems. So your energy, I'm energy, we kind of think we're solid. We kind of like that idea that we're separate, we're solid, you're you and you're me. But if we looked at us under an electron microscope, we're both energy vibrating at a certain frequency, certain vibration, has a certain flow to it. And so energy psychology uses, there's systems of the body. For example, in Chinese medicine, they have what's called the meridian system. And that's the system that flows the energy. It's like, I always think of it like train tracks, okay? And then sometimes people will hear of the chakra system, which is like the power centers. Yes. That's more of a Hindu or an Indian type of system. So we would use either the meridians, sometimes we'll use the chakras, or also you have a biofield. You have a field of energy around you. And then, so an energy psychologist would take psychological problems and then use those fields in order to shift them.
And how does that work through like a tapping mechanism? How do you release that?
It's different ones. We would be working on a psychological problem. So we would be working on, say, for example, your belief about something, or a car accident you were in, or a trauma you were in. So we would be talking about that. And then we could either we can tap the energy meridian system with some eye movements. That's one of the methods that probably is the most well known around our area. But you could also use your hands, because your hands have chakras in them, and you could place your hand with a client could do it, and place their hands above the chakras. And sometimes people who are very energy sensitive can sense where the contraction is, where the energy is stagnant in the chakra, and they can move the chakras like that. So you're trained. You could be trained in different ways. Other times, people who use maybe Reiki or something like that would smooth the aura, the biofield. But energy psychology is for therapists that want to use it for psychological problems. You know, there's other kinds of like energy medicine.
Of course,
you might use it for a physical problem. Now, we know there's no difference between a physical problem and a psychological problem, but, you know, welcome to America. In Western medicine, we kind of like to separate things.
Well, so, we know that.
Yeah, exactly,
but
many people don't know that. But,
right.
But oftentimes you'll see with energy psychology, we clear up a trauma, and then somebody no longer has back pain, or they no longer have whatever was manifesting in the physical body.
Now, Mary, we humans all have belief systems. We think about ourselves a certain way. We think about other people a certain way. Why is it we carry these belief systems within us?
Well, there's many different theories. I'm just going to look at it from I can actually look at it from 2 points of view. An energetic, and also because we have this physical brain that's kind of interesting. It makes us really human and think we're separate. So, but energetically, we get these imprints, these energetic imprints. Some people don't believe this, but before you come in with these energetic imprints, and then starting in the womb, you get imprints about whether or not the world's a safe place, whether or not you're wanted, are you a mistake, is there enough money in the house, is there enough money on the planet, is there scarcity here? So all this, and think about like when you want to go on vacation, you kind of check out where you're going. Well, so does the infant, okay? The fetus, the child is like, let's see, you know, and you get the vibration of what's going on.
Great.
So what happens when the child is in the womb, and especially under the age of 7, you're like a sponge. You just take in everything that's coming in like a sponge, because children also under the age of 7, their mind isn't that developed enough to say, you know what, my mother's got a diagnosis, or my mother's got problems, or, you know.
So I'm rejecting this.
Yeah,
to be true.
We can discern. Children can't discern.
Right.
So like a sponge, the energy then comes in. And so energetically, it's like with us, which is why it's so hard to change them, because it's like, I'm an adult. I know I have money in the bank, or I know blah, 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 but yet I still feel like this. In addition, this is kind of scary, but under the age of 7, you're also getting programmed by your siblings, anybody who's in your environment. So, you know, if you called your sister a fat lard, like for years, or told her she was adopted, or whatever you told her, that's also imprinted into her.
Okay.
So we kind of should all be probably paying for the therapy that our siblings need if we were one of the older ones. I have a lot of siblings, so I can say that. But we all, that's how we do it. That's one angle to look at it. From a Western model, our brains are in a theta state under the age of 7. So it's a very slow brainwave state, which is like the state a hypnotherapist would put you in if they were going to hypnotize you. So anything that's said to someone under the age of 7, especially in this theta state, goes in like a program. Okay, so that's why they get stuck in there, and that's why you would have to do something like hypnosis. That's why hypnosis works for beliefs. Or we can use these energy systems to activate. First, you would activate and talk about the belief and get the contracted energy you get about it, like I'm worthless, I'm stupid, I'm whatever you think you are. And then you would activate the energy system to begin to shift that, either with the tapping, or I personally do it with tapping or touch and breathe, one of those meridian-based methods. But any energy psychology method could do it. And there's other methods that can do it. It's just that talking about it doesn't work for beliefs, because, I mean, we could ad nauseum talk about why we, you know, think we're worthless.
Sometimes it just reiterates it because you're
exactly, and then if we go back to our Western model,
right,
you have neuropaths in your brain. So the more, it's like a sled going down the hill. The more you talk about it, the worse it gets.
Absolutely,
it's a faster path to that.
So this tapping or this energy psychology is helping people be released from old belief systems.
Yes. That's what it does. So you, an energy psychologist would like activate the belief. We would have a conversation. You'd come in. You'd have a belief about, I don't know, say scarcity of money or lack. There's lack, for you, and we would activate this fear, this contraction, and then we would use these methods to shift them. And then we would put in the belief you wish somebody programmed in you. And so you can change all your beliefs and you can reprogram yourself. That's why I wrote the book, The Energy of Belief. That's because I would work with people and clean up their traumas, that part. But then I realized they had these beliefs underneath them. And so if I could clean this up, but if I didn't get this, then a lot of times everything would just get recreated. So then we figured out a way to do it, to release beliefs. And then now you can program anything. It's like a computer, bad program, let's upgrade. You release that, and then you put the better one in. And that's how it works. And then somebody's life changes. Your life changes. That's how we know it. We really got it. It's not a lot of blah, blah. That's useless. We can all spin whatever we want to spin. But when your life begins to change, and all of a sudden you're able to do the things you couldn't do before, that anxiety that would have held you back, or that unworthiness energy or shame energy that, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why do I feel this way? That once that's gone, you can just step into the fullness, the truth of who you are, the divinity that you are.
Now, you're a program director for Her Holiness Sai Maa,
yes,
right? Exactly, Transformational Healers program. Tell us a little bit about what that is.
That's an amazing program. I am blessed to be able to serve Her Holiness Sai Maa, who actually has been in the Albany area and will be in the Albany area on May 10th. And so in being with Sai Maa and the teachings, we created a whole healers program. We have healers around the globe. It doesn't matter what they do. You could be a surgeon, you could be a social worker, you could be anything, Reiki practitioner, massage therapist, osteopath, it doesn't matter. But what Ma has taught us is the esoteric teachings about energy as light. And so it's all about, for the healer, those who are playing this role. Many of us are way showers. We just came with a mission, a purpose, and so we get into this healing profession. Our souls are drawing us to that. Okay, so what we teach you is how to be in alignment and how to raise the frequency. So get your frequency so coherent with the divinity that you are, that by law of resonance, when the client comes to you, you're able to take them higher. And then you're also able to recognize when you contract, how you have the exact same issue, and then of course you better clear that up so that you can vibrate higher. So it's all about the energy of the healer and raising your frequency very, very high. And then Ma assists all of us that are in this program, and anybody can be part of it. We have healer schools once a month. You can attend workshops with Ma. We have a series of amazing programs where you can just raise your frequency, raise your vibration with Ma's of course, helps us and teaches us, and your practice changes. Like you're able to just serve in such an amazing way the planet.
It's really beautiful. So, two aspects that I see is that this energy psychology can help people become unstuck, particularly if they were traumatized at a point in time.
Yes.
Helps people to calm down, because sometimes when we have belief systems about ourselves, or there's trigger points, that can cause anxiety in our body, this can help us calm down. And then the third aspect is that you're helping healers be better conduits.
Yes.
Better is a strong word or funny word, but improve their healing
a greater
abilities.
capacity. You have a greater capacity, because there's only two energies on the planet, fear or love. So if you're contracting your energy, you're in a fear space. And when you're in this love space, it's your energy is expanded. And so then anybody who comes in your space, you don't even have to say anything. Although as talk therapists, we do feel obliged to say a few words. But really, it's the vibration that you have. It just puts out a field. And then the client comes. They have free will, of course, so they can not do it. I mean, they cannot come or hold on to what they're comfortable with because of fear. They don't want to let it go. It's okay. But it gives them an opportunity to, by law of resonance, then resonate with your field, and it shifts.
It's a beautiful thing, Mary.